There are many misconceptions about Post-Stalin USSR. We will analyze and debunk them all. In this series, we will discuss many topics, such as state of the whole people, peaceful coexistence, the post-Stalin USSR economy, the fall of the USSR, and many more topics. So if you are interested in post-Stalin USSR, be it as a leftist or just a curious person in general, just lay back and enjoy my video. Debunking Misconceptions about Post-Stalin USSR, Episode 4, Nikita Khrushchev's Coup. Now, before we start this video, I want to say that this is a response to the Finnish Bolshevik. So, FinBol, if you're watching this, I'd love to see your response. Or just tell FinBol about this video if you're a part of FinBol's community. Anyway, we will debunk the Finnish Bolshevik or FinBol was showed in this video by using his own sources. We will also address the statements made by Stalin's family, that being that someone killed him. Stalin's Russia and After by Harrison Salisbury is FinBol's main source that he uses as evidence to prove that what happened in 1953 was a coup, although there is no evidence for it being a coup, and in fact, Salisbury himself said that the idea of a coup possibly happening is nothing but a fleeting thought, to quote him. Sitting cross-armed on wooden benches in the green painted trucks were detachments of blue and red crabbed MVD troops, 22 to a truck, the special troops of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. They were arriving from their camps, located just outside the Moscow city limits. For an hour or so, the precise disposition of the troops was not apparent as the truck lines crossed and recrossed the city, and the fleeting thought entered my mind that perhaps a coup d'état might be in the making. But then, as little clusters of trucks began to accumulate at the principal intersections and in the principal squares and prospects, the design became more clear to me. Harrison Salisbury, Stalin's Russia and After, pages 159 to 160. Okay, so then you might ask me now, why were there a bunch of trucks, soldiers and troops and other artillery and stuff? Why? Well, that's pretty easy to answer. Let's just continue reading Harrison Salisbury. I knew the troops were there, and I knew they were maintained for just such an emergency as had arisen on this particular date, since among the multitudinous tasks of the MVD, the function of preserving internal order and security rated very high. Moreover, I was too busy trying to observe what was going on to analyze very deeply the significance of events. Thus, for the moment at any rate, the presence of internal affairs troops in such numbers struck me more as to be expected than as sinister or alarming. Ostensibly, at least, it was obvious that the task of the troops was to control traffic during the period in which Stalin's body would lie in state. Harrison Salisbury, Stalin's Russia and After, pages 160 to 161. Basically, what Salisbury here says is that the troops and military were there on that day to keep stability and order in case an emergency happens. An emergency such as Stalin dying, but also to control traffic, so Stalin's body can be preserved peacefully. Also, FinBol used Stalin's family to prove that he was couped. Actually, that's wrong, because firstly, that's anecdotal evidence, and you can't use anecdotal evidence, okay? And, secondly, Stalin's daughter called Stalin anti-Semitic. Let's quote his daughter. I didn't get the point right away when my father flung out the words, "Your couple is a British spy." After he had gone out the door, I went on mechanically getting ready for school. It was only then that I realized what must have happened to Coupler. It was It was as though it were happening in a dream. I was still in a daze when I got back from school that afternoon. I was told that your father wants to see you in the dining room. I went in silence. My father was tearing up countless letters and photographs and throwing them into the wastebasket. Writer, he muttered. I think muttered, I don't know. He can't write decent Russian. She couldn't even find herself a Russian. Apparently the fact that Kapla was a Jew was what bothered him most of all. Alliluyeva Svetlana, the 22 letters to a friend, page 180. Svetlana enrolled at Moscow State University, where she met and then married a Jewish classmate named Grigory Morozov. It was the only way she could escape the Kremlin, she believed, and her father, preoccupied with the war, grudgingly approved. "Go and marry him, but I will never meet your Jew," she told me that he said. National and racial chauvinism is a vestige of the misanthropic customs characteristic of the period of cannibalism. Anti-Semitism, as an extreme form of racial chauvinism, is the most dangerous vestige of cannibalism. Anti-Semitism is of advantage to the exploiters as a lightning conductor that deflects the blows aimed by the working people at capitalism. Anti-Semitism is dangerous for the working people as being a false path that leads them off the right road and lands them in the jungle. Hence, communists as consistent internationalists cannot but be irreconcilable sworn enemies of anti-Semitism. In the USSR, anti-Semitism is punishable with the utmost severity of the law is a phenomenon deeply hostile to the Soviet system. Under USSR law, active anti-Semites are liable to the death penalty. Joseph Stalin replied to an inquiry of the Jewish news agency in the United States, January 12, 1931. As we can see, Stalin was not anti-Semitic, although his daughter accused him of being anti-Semitic. So, we should not trust Stalin's family, as they lied a lot about him, okay? This is just an example, okay? And anecdotal evidence, as I said, is bad anyway, okay? So, yeah. And I actually think that Stone's son wasn't that wrong. Like Stone's son said that Stone was killed, right? But he didn't say who killed Stone, and that's what I'm going to answer. That's what I'm going to answer. Tito killed Stone, okay? And I'll give you evidence. For example, this letter that I'm going to show you now. Stop sending people to kill me. We've already captured 5 of them. One of them with a bomb and another with a rifle. If you don't stop sending killers, I'll send a very fast working one to Moscow. And I certainly won't have to send another. Tito, letter to Stalin. Source: Robert Service, Stone, a biography. Cambridge, Mass. Howard University Press, 2005, page 592. Also, here are some extra sources which use Yugoslav archives to prove that the letter of Tito to Stalin is real. Okay, here they are. You can just look at them. I'll put all the sources in the description. Okay. Guys, so anyway, now you may ask me now, okay, Gomer King did Stone send and another killed despite this letter? The answer is yes. Okay, now let's look. First, for looking at sources, yeah. Nevertheless, Stalin gave the go-ahead and preparations for the killing began. But in March 1953, Stalin died. Beria, fearing he would be blamed for the plot to kill Tito, cancelled it. And there is also this, okay? Yeah, basically this guy that you see right now, was going to kill Tito. Yeah, I think that this is it for today's video. Basically, sources are in the description. Like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and yeah, the summary of this video. We can't forget that. Basically, FinBol's sources debunk him because his own sources say that it was just a thought, just a short thought that it was a coup, and that there were soldiers and troops everywhere and stuff to keep stability because Stalin died, and Stalin's family is a shitty source, and Tito killed Stalin. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.